Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this one real quick. I've been hearing some things about the Electoral College and the Democrats trying to. Apologies for that one. Trying to nullify the Electoral College in the case of a potential Harris loss. I've noticed that the mayor of DC now has approved the request for additional security come January 6th, 2025, which kind of proves Donald Trump's point that the security is under control of the mayor of DC and the Speaker of the House, which means that his entire side of the argument regarding January 6th, 2021 is just 100% correct, which is funny. So let's say what happens. This is what I currently have in terms of my model in the Electoral College. Harris wins Georgia by 0.2. Nevada goes to Harris by about 1.4. Trump wins Arizona by about 1.4. North Carolina goes 2.1 towards Trump. Pennsylvania and Michigan both are 1.4 in case of Michigan and 1.7 in the case of Pennsylvania. And Wisconsin goes to Trump by about 2.5 to 3 points. Minnesota's 4.5 for Harris. Virginia and New Hampshire are also in that range between 4 and 5 points. I have Maine at Harris plus 1, just so you all know. So that brings us to 248 for Harris, 290 for Trump. So, in order to deny Trump the presidency, it requires two steps. One, try and see if you can get alternate slates of electors installed. For an example, in Michigan and Pennsylvania, that would be sufficient to flip the Electoral College. But with the Electoral Count Act that they passed through in 2021, you can no longer object to an Electoral College or to an elector slate without, I believe it's 10% of the House of Representatives voting for it. So it used to be one representative and one senator, and now it's going to be 10% of both chambers. Which effectively means that the Democrats as a party have to object. And you know where this is going, exactly. So, the House of Representatives. At the moment, it's 205 to 193 in favor of the Republican Party. These are just the safe states and the safe seats and the likely seats. I haven't done anything regarding the lean ones, just so you know. 37 seats up for grabs. And now I'm going to show you an alternate way of showing this. So it's basically the House of Representatives, but I'm showing you what the makeup of is. So Washington 3rd, for an example, isn't allocated yet. Probably going to go Republican. But what you can see here, the dark shades is guaranteed majorities for the respective parties. The lightened shade here, for in case of Colorado, means the Democrats have a 4-3 advantage. However, the 5th seat leans Democrat, therefore they probably will have a majority at the end of the election cycle. Virginia is another one. It's 5-4. However, there are 2 seats, and therefore the Republicans can be capable of getting the majority. Like vice versa, Pennsylvania is there, Michigan is there. So the only state that doesn't really count in this particular advantage is the Democrats in Minnesota, because the Republicans have 4 safe seats. The 3 seats regarding Hennepin and Ramsey County are safe, and then you have Angela Craig's district, which is likely Democrat. So, which means, in the case of a tie, a state cannot cast a vote in a contingent election. Maine is another one, where it can be a draw, which means that Maine, in that particular case, would not cast a ballot either. So, what does this mean? A contingent election is in the House of Representatives where each state casts 1 vote. So, here we go. As you can see, the majority of states 26 of them, have a majority Republican delegation going to Washington, D.C., with Montana being the closest one. Oh, apologies. Because Ryan Zinke, he is technically speaking, in a likely Republican seat. If he were to lose, you would take Montana off the list. But at this moment, I don't think Zinke is going to lose, which means the Republicans have 26 states. So in the case you can get Trump below 270 electoral votes and Harris below 270 electoral votes, the House of Representatives gets to decide who becomes the president. One vote per state. And as you can see, Trump has the majority. So, who would become the vice president at that particular case? Let's show that one real quick. I have this one already allocated. Montana at this point is likely. Florida, I think Moreno's going to win. And I think this is going to be the map. Maybe you can move New Mexico to safe, but this is probably going to be the map. So what do you see? Republicans have 52 Senate seats, Democrats have 48, and the vice president is appointed just like any other presidential appointment, in which particular case the Republicans have the majority, assuming everyone votes for their party. James Vance from Ohio will become the next vice president. The only way Trump cannot be in the White House is for Harris to win. Well, through normal democratic means. I'm sure the CIA can figure out 7, 8, maybe 10 different ways to prevent Trump from getting the White House, but those are probably a little less on the legal side. Ask John Kennedy. So that would be about it for this video. Even if you hand every single seat to the Democratic Party in the House of Representatives, in this particular case, they would have a majority in the House, which means they have the capability of rejecting electoral votes. That is, if you also have a majority in the Senate, which they won't have. So, at the end of the day, there's not going to be a prevention of Donald Trump from regaining the White House. That's not going to happen. And that's that. There's nothing else to say in this video. Just wanted to do a quick one to kind of curb the panic that I'm seeing online. Thank you kind of for watching. See you next time. Cheers.